This week we celebrate the 90th birthday of a remarkable man who has given years of service to our country. Someone who has defended his nation in time of war, a man who has stood alongside Her Majesty the Queen for over 6 decades, a man who has given his time, effort and passion to so many great causes up and down the country, across the Commonwealth and indeed the world. I refer, of course, to His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. Since the time of William the Conqueror, there has never been a consort who has served for so long at the side of a monarch. As such, Prince Philip has seen extraordinary events in life, from the end of rationing to man landing on the moon, from the end of the Cold War to the beginning of peace in Northern Ireland. And of course, along the way, he's had to put up with listening to the views of no fewer than 12 Prime Ministers. Through it all, he has been there for Her Majesty the Queen as a constant companion and a source of rock-solid strength. Throughout it all, he has served us, the British people, with an unshakable sense of duty. He has conducted more than 300 public engagements a year and delivered more than 5,000 speeches. He has also made, over those years, more than 600 visits to over 140 countries. In most of these, he is heralded and much respected as the consort of a monarch. But of course, there is one, Tanna, part of Vanuatu, where he is treated slightly differently. In fact, no public event in that far-off part of the Pacific Islands is complete without the islanders holding aloft pictures of Prince Philip, who they worship as a god. Of course, His Royal Highness has served this country long before his royal duties began. The Duke of Edinburgh spent 14 years on active service in the Royal Navy. During the Second World War, he served with the Mediterranean and Pacific fleets. He was awarded the Greek War Cross of Valour and was mentioned in dispatches when he manned the searchlights during HMS Valiant's triumph at the Battle of Cape Matapan. And in a fitting tribute to his outstanding abilities, the late Lord Lewin, First Sea Lord, said he almost certainly would have gone right to the top of the Navy. Today, the Duke of Edinburgh is patron of more than 800 organisations. Looking through that long list, there is one passion that shines through: supporting young people by giving them the confidence to stand on their own 2 feet. It was this passion that led him to initiate the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, recognised around the world as quite simply the gold standard in leadership for young people. Since 1956, around 6 million young people in 120 different countries have won awards by building skills for work and for life and proving they can take responsibility for themselves and their communities. Now, to all of us in this chamber who believe in the value of trying to help people change their lives for the better, this is an inspiration. His is a huge achievement for which this country and many others owe the Duke a deserved debt of gratitude. He also has an extraordinary passion for wildlife, for nature and the environment. As president of the World Wildlife Fund, he helped to save many of the world's most beautiful creatures from extinction, including the snow leopard and the black rhino. The Duke is also a passionate family man, and I know that all of us would like to congratulate him on becoming a great-grandfather for the first time with the birth of Savannah Phillips at the end of last year. He has done all of these things in his own inimitable way, with a down-to-earth, no-nonsense approach that the British people, I believe, find endearing. Of course, many of us who give public speeches would be honoured to have a book published of our most famous sayings. There have been several published of his. My own favourite was when, after a long flight, the umpteenth eager-to-please official asked him, "How was your flight?" He replied, "Have you been on a plane?" "Well, you know how it goes up in the air and then comes back down again?" Well, it was just like that. Mr. Speaker, I would like to go on for a great deal longer, but I'm reminded of His Royal Highness's remark about sermons which overrun. It is not just sage advice for clergy in the pulpit, but I think probably for us in this place too. As the Duke put it, the mind cannot absorb what the backside cannot endure. With that in mind, let me give the final say to the person who knows him best of all, Her Majesty the Queen. She said in a speech to mark their golden wedding anniversary that he had been, and I quote, her strength and stay all these years, and that she and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim or we shall ever know. I'm sure the whole House will want to join me in wishing His Royal Highness health, happiness, and above all, a very special 90th birthday.